it would be super easy to use my knowledge of my students' errors as an opportunity to teach them and to continue their learning in class the next day. I also want to talk about from subset 6, letter I, which says an effective teacher is able to establish peer relationships to promote learning. This is also easily seen in the flipped classroom because, like I've said before, it relies on students working together and figuring out the material by explaining it to one another. And so this in turn then creates these peer relationships. And these peer relationships promote learning, just as the standard states. I think this would be very useful in a classroom because it's important to me that all of my students feel comfortable together and that they're able to share ideas with one another and that they're able to work together and help each other out, because I think that is a really important aspect of school, and I really want to foster that in my own classroom someday, which could be easily done through the flipped classroom. So basically what I really want to say is that I definitely want to try out the flipped classroom someday, whether it's just for a class or for a week or for all my classes. I think it can really foster a positive learning environment in the math classroom, which isn't always there. Part of my decision on how much I would use this or when to use this would definitely depend on my students' access to technology. Obviously, if we're at a one-to-one school, this would be very easy to navigate because all of my students would have computers and I could just give them a flash drive of the video if they do not have internet access at home, but this way at least they would have the technology to view the videos. And I also think my choice to use the flipped classroom or not would depend on my students' level of engagement. I think the flipped classroom approach can help engagement, but only if there's a willingness that's already there for my students to try new things and to really participate and engage in the videos that they would need to in order to learn the content. I think that the flipped classroom, while it does have some struggles, can really create an environment that supports each student's individual understanding of math.